A very good morning, dear children. So today we shall study our sixth chapter, that is spectrum. Okay. So let us try to understand what is deviation, dispersion, and spectrum. So in the earlier class, you all have seen this diagram which I have explained in the refraction chapter. So let us see once again the same thing. So if we make the diagram for refraction, this looks almost like this, that this is a prism in this way. A light comes and strikes it like this. After striking, this is the normal, and this is how it was supposed to go if not deviated, but it gets deviated like this. Okay, after deviation, this is the normal. So this was supposed to go straight like this, but because of this surface, it again gets deviated in this way. So two times deviation is taking place. So if we retrace back the deviated ray, here we will get the angle of deviation. Okay, this is called the angle of deviation. Okay, as you can see in the image over here also. Okay, now you can see two angles of deviation over here, that is, one it is deviating through this much angle, and one it is deviating through this much angle from its mean path. Okay, if I will paint this, see, these are the two angles by which it is deviating. So let this be known as delta 1 and this be known as delta 2. Okay, so this final one which I am getting over here is the sum of this angle is the sum of this and this. That means we can write that final deviation angle or total deviation is equal to deviation 1 plus deviation 2. That is the deviation of the ray of light that is taking place, means it was supposed to go like this, but it is getting deviated through this angle. Again it was supposed to go like this, but it is getting deviated through this angle. So if we add this angle and this angle, we will get that the total angle of deviation of a light because of the prism is equal to deviation 1 plus deviation 2, where these and these are this angle and this angle. Okay, so now let us try to understand the factors upon which the total angle of deviation depends. So total, this one depends upon, first is the angle of incidence at the first surface. That means it depends upon this angle of incidence, means this angle at the first surface. It depends upon this angle of incidence. Okay, next the angle of prism means it depends upon this angle, that is, this is called the angle of prism. Okay, then it depends upon the refractive index of the material, then it depends upon the refractive index of the glass or by which the prism is made. Okay, so these are the three things. What are the three things? First is angle of incidence at the first surface, second is the angle of prism, and third is the refractive index of the medium. Okay, these are the three things on which depends what? Depends the total angle of deviation. Okay, so now let us try to understand how deviation of white color depends upon different lights. Okay, or how different lights depend upon the deviation. So let us see, let me once again make the prism. Suppose it is like this. Now let us suppose a light comes and strikes it over here. So what happens? We know that whenever light goes from a rarer to a denser medium, then what happens? The speed of light gets decreased. And since the speed of light gets decreased, along with that, the bending, how much it will bend, depends upon the wavelength also. We have studied about this in earlier classes, that the angle of refraction, that how much it is bending this side, it depends upon the wavelength of the light also. So therefore what we can understand, since white light, suppose this is white light, since white light is comprised of different colors, so therefore different colors bend with different angles, because different colors are having different wavelengths. So since they are having different wavelengths, speed is decreasing, that is okay, but the bending is taking place different because of the different wavelength. But when the light was coming as a white light, then all the lights were together, but when it bends, that means different wavelengths is bending at different wavelengths. So therefore then again individually they are bending, okay, like this. Okay, so we will try to understand how different wavelengths are there for different lights. Okay, now let us see over here the visible light, that means whatever the light is visible to us. In the visible light, the violet color, the wavelength is around 4000 angstrom. Wavelength is found in angstroms and is deviated the most, and red color is deviated the least. So that means if we talk about this image, we know that light comprises, white light comprises of 7 colors. What are the 7 colors? 7 colors are VIBGYOR. Okay, so red deviates the least because it has the maximum wavelength, and the violet color deviates the most because it has the minimum wavelength. Maximum means it has around 8000 angstrom or around 7000 angstroms, but the violet color, the wavelength is around 4000 angstroms. Okay, you can see. So therefore this is having minimum wavelength, so it deviates more, that is why we are getting violet light in the down, and since red deviates less, so therefore we are getting the red light in the top. So as you can see, if the red light will deviate like this, it will come like this and it will deviate like this, then the violet light will come like this and will deviate the most. Okay, let this be the violet and this be the red. Okay, and in between all the other colors are there towards the red, towards the bluish side. Is it clear? So final what we understood, that the bending of the light depends upon the wavelengths of light that is present in white light, and the bending takes place that like more wavelength, less bending, less wavelength, more bending will taking place. Okay, so in this way the thing is happening. So now let us see. So what we can understand, that what is the characteristic color to cause refraction? The wavelength is the characteristics of color irrespective of its origin. So how we are able to see different colors? We are able to see different colors because of its wavelength. Okay, because of the wavelength we are able to see. So here is a chart given in your book, and also you can see in the image over here that different colors are having different wavelengths of light and the frequencies. Okay, now let us try to understand about dispersion of white light. So we all know Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, as you can see in the image, he has done an experiment. So we will be discussing about the experiment, what he has done. So what he did, he thought that the colored image is due to some defect of the lens. Then he repeated the experiment with carefully polished lens, but the image was still colored. Then he concluded the fault, that the fault is not with the lens, there is something in nature of the white light, it is due to which the image is taking place in color wave. Okay, so here as you can see in your book also and in the image which I am showing over here, that this is how the dispersion of color takes place. This process is known as dispersion. So what is dispersion? The phenomenon by which white light splits into its constituent colors by a prism is known as dispersion. And after dispersion, the band of colors that we are getting, as you can see the band of colors is known as spectrum. Okay, spectrum of visible light. So ultimately what we can conclude is that white light consists of 7 prominent colors. Each color corresponds to a small range of wavelength. Thus we can say that white light is a mixture of large number of wavelengths. Okay, so that is why it is polychromatic in nature. Now what is polychromatic and monochromatic, you can see in the image that I am showing over here. You can see in the image and understand. Polychromatic means having different colors in a wave, and monochromatic means having one color in a wave. Okay, so like I was discussing over here, that violet light is having a wavelength from 4000 to 4460. So that is not a simple violet. Okay, there are different shades of violet that will come under 4000 to 4460. Then at 4460 the color will change to indigo. Okay, then from indigo, you can see from indigo till 4460 to 4640 there will be different shades of indigo color. Okay, so like this the things will go on. Okay, then let us try to understand the cause of dispersion of white light and the formation of spectrum. So why does this happen? The cause of dispersion of white light is that, which I have discussed already, lights of different wavelengths travel with different speeds in a medium. When white light enters the first surface of the prism, lights of different colors, due to their different speeds in glass, get deviated. Okay, so since the wavelength is different, so speed is also near about different, so gets deviated through different angles towards the base of the prism, which we can see over here. Okay, when light is coming from here, all the lights are fused, but due to different speed and different wavelengths, they are bending into different angles, and then they are coming out and making a spectrum over here. Okay, so we know that violet color is deviated the most, while the red color is deviated the least. Why? Because violet color has the least wavelength and red color has the most wavelength. Okay, so on the second surface, as you can see over here, this is the first surface, this is the second surface. So on the second surface only the refraction is taking place. Here dispersion is not taking place. Dispersion is taking place only at the first surface. Dispersion means the breaking down of light is taking place only over here, and in the second surface only the remaining bending of light is taking place of individual colors. Okay, okay, so the same thing has been written over here. You can go through this part in your book and then go through the exercise. Rest of the things we will see in the next class. Thank you.